Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing very well. 3 years ago, I made a video about how to send email to your potential supervisor to pursue your master's or PhD degree in the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Australia and other countries. And probably I do believe that this is the most viewed video in my channel. I will put the link of that video in the description box. So if you need to go back and revisit the video, or if you are someone in the study at the very beginning of your higher study journey, I think you should watch that video first and then you can come back to today's video. So very recently, both from Bangladesh and many other neighboring countries, especially India and Nepal, I am receiving a lots of questions from higher study aspirants, especially about the emailing. And I believe that these guys or these students, they have already started their emailing process, and I wish them all the best and good luck. But what I came to know from them is that some of them are following my strategy that I described in that video and getting very good success. But the problem they are facing, some cases, or for a few person, in most of the cases, the response they are getting, these are the response like professor after receiving their email. They are like professor are telling the students to apply for the university, and after that, after the application process is done, then the professor will evaluate their complete file or admission file and let them know the decision. So I can take into consideration about a question that I received beginning of the last week from Nepal. So one of the higher study aspirant, what she told me is that, so the student, they followed the instruction that I gave in this video and they started sending email. So the student totally sent 15 emails, and out of 15 emails that she sent to the professor, she got 4 response, and among these 4 response, 3 was in 3 email the professor was telling her to apply directly to the university, and once the application process is completed, then the professor will come to a decision whether they will pick her for their lab or they will give her the assistantship or scholarship or not. So what the question student was asking me, okay, these 3 emails, what types of response this is? And among these 4 response, 1 response was like that professor was interested to set up a Zoom meeting with the student, and after the Zoom meeting, he wants to move forward. So mainly the question that the student had to me, there are 2 different types of response that she received when she was doing the application process in the universities. So out of 4 email that she got response from the professor, in 3 of the email they are telling her to apply directly to the university and wait for the response from university admission committee. On the other hand, 1 email out of 4 was telling her to take preparation for a Zoom meeting with the professor. So the main question or concern is that what's the difference between these 2 types of email and what can be the potential outcome of it. And I believe, guys, those who are trying to send email right now to the professor of different university, you guys are also going through the same thing, because 6 or 7 years back when I started this journey, I myself went through all the same things. So I believe if I share my experience with you guys today, it will be highly helpful and beneficial for you. So stick with me. So let's consider the first case. Take care of the 3 emails where the professor said her to apply to the university admission committee. So those who are well known about this higher study journey, those who already went through this, we usually tell a response like this is a generic response. So what the generic response does mean, let's take into consideration like this. You as a student sent email to the professor and professor sent you a response like this: Dear Mr. X or Y, thanks for applying or thanks for sending email to me. I do encourage you to do the application process, and after getting your full admission package, then we will let you know. This type of response is usually called the generic response, where the professor sent you to apply directly. They didn't invite you to attend any Skype or Zoom interview. Rather, they are encouraging you to apply and they will take the decision. This is called the generic response, and from our experience, we all know that if the professor gave you this type of response, there is almost 100% chance that they are doing the same thing with other students as well. So what happened here? You are getting a response like this. Your friends from your country, your university, or from other countries, they are also getting a response like this. There is nothing firm confirmation here. What it means that you as a student, higher study applicant, you will apply to the university like many other students, and once they will receive their application package, as a general candidate, they will go through your profile, and from there they will pick the best candidate for the assistantship. So this type of response, if you receive that, I want to make sure there is no firm confirmation that the professor will pick you. Rather, it's a generic response, and this type of response usually professor give to almost every student. So there is nothing to be so much happy about this, and getting response from them, you should not consider that if I apply for that university and mention this professor in my statement of purpose, there is a good chances that I will get the assistantship. So if you think so, there is a big red flag. I want to assure you that this is not a firm confirmation. Do not fall in the trap here. Okay. Now let's say that once you send the email, professor gave you a response like that. Okay, let's set up a Skype or Zoom meeting, and they will give you a date and an invitation to attend the meeting. In that case, you should take it very seriously, because professors usually they are a very busy person in taking their courses, conducting research, grading the script, and sometimes proctoring the exam. So out of their busy schedule, if they set up a meeting with you to talk about you, to justify your potentiality to join their team, remember that it's an investment of time from their end, and they will do it very wisely. They will only spend this time with you if they really find that you are a good potential candidate for their lab. So in case like this, if you receive an invitation for attending a Zoom or Skype interview, take it seriously, take a very good preparation. I am planning to make a video about taking professor interview preparation in future, so stay tuned for that. So for now, take a good preparation for this type of interview. And let's say in an ideal case, what happens after an interview like that? Let's say you got an invitation from the professor for an interview like this. You took a good preparation and you attend the interview with the professor. What usually happen? Let's say you did really well in the interview. So what will happen next? Professor will send you an email that Mr. X, it was very nice to talk with you, and I think that you are a good potential candidate for my lab. So I will encourage you to apply as soon as possible and put my name in your statement of purpose. Usually this is an ideal response if your interview really goes well with the professor, and if they are determined to pick you as an graduate research or teaching assistant in their college or lab. Okay, that is how the process goes in a good case. On the other hand, if you think that your interview didn't went well, or if they think that you are not a fit candidate for their lab, what will happen? Essentially, they will stop communicating with you. They will not give you any response. So in that case, what door is open for you? I would encourage you, though it's almost certain that they didn't select you or they didn't choose you, but it's always wise to send them a feedback email or follow-up email. Hey, we had an interview or session with you last week this time. Did you have any confirmation or did you come to any decision about that? So there is nothing wrong to ask them in the follow-up email. You can do this for your mental peace, And if they say that no, you are not a good candidate or suitable candidate, they will say you good luck. So you will go for the next to next professor. And that's how it works. Okay. So my friends, so far in this video, I have discussed 2 common scenarios that can happen in your email journey during your higher study process. Now I will share you how did I got my scholarship 6 years back when I was doing the email process. So let me be very honest with you. When I started the email process, I got interview call from Australia, Canada, and also from the Germany. I attended the interview. At the same time, I was sending email to the professor in the United States. And in the United States also, I attended 2 interview with 2 different professors. So in Australia and Canada, the professor said me to apply, and I did the application process. Same thing went for the Germany. But in the United States, the 2 professors that I gave the interview, I want to make sure you that their research was not directly related to that. So the types of question that I faced in the interview, these are also not familiar to me. So that gave them a good or clear indication that I am not a suitable candidate for their lab, and that's perfectly fine. So when I was doing my emailing process for the United States, I got total 5 to 6 response, and most of them were generic response, like the first case that I mentioned here in this video. So what I did when I saw that, okay, I didn't get any solid response, and among the 2 or 3 interviews that I received with the professor from United States, none of them confirmed me or picked me for their lab. So what I did, among these 5 to 6 generic response that I had for those universities, I tried to check my profile, GRE score, IELTS score, and the CGPA requirement. I picked 5 or 6 universities from there, and I applied all of them. Once the application process was done, then what I did, I started trying to reaching out all the professors of that university. And among these 5 to 6 university, one of the university was University of North Dakota, where I am studying now. So when I was started communicating with all the professors, then my email draft was different. Initially, when I sent the email to the professor, I just said them, this is my profile. I want to work in your lab, express my interest like that. Now this time when I am applying after the application process, now I have an applicant number, and I said that I have already completed my application process for that university, that college, that department. So the professor knows that yeah, I am a legitimate candidate. I am not a stranger. I already did the application process with the college or university. So they they did a good consideration or serious consideration about my email. And one of the professor from University of North Dakota, she reached out to me and said that, okay, I saw your application file and you hold a really good profile. Let's take an interview with you. Then she took an interview with me, and she selected me to join as a graduate assistant in her lab. So that is how it worked for me. It is not the best ideal case, but I want to mention that everyone case is very different. Everyone is very unique. Your journey might be different. I shared my journey here so that you can think that, okay, this can also happen after completing the application process as well. So that you can always keep in hope, and you can always hold your encouragement to move forward in the process. I hope you love the experience that I shared with you guys. If you have any relevant question, feel free to drop a comment below or ask me the question in the comment box. I will try to reply, or I will try to make a video about it. And feel free to follow me in Instagram and Facebook. I wish you all the best and good luck for your upcoming days. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.